Hello everyone. So this video is about how the procedure for how we will be applying for MEO class 1, what are the different stages, what all things we have to study and what not. Yeah. So MEO class 1 exam when you are appearing from India. So here what is MEO class 1 exams in India? This question we will discuss. What is MEO? MEO is nothing but a marine engineering officer, and class 1 means your chief engineer license, basically that's what we are talking about. And we will discuss the eligibility criteria, how when you can apply for this particular COC. So what is MEO class 1 exam in India? So it is an exam to become chief engineer, which is conducted by DG Shipping, Government of India. That's why, how we know, because the COC that is issued by the DG Shipping. Then it is a management level certificate of competency issued after clearing the exam. So exam pattern, it is of a written as well as oral. So once you clear that one, then we are eligible to get this certificate. It consists of one written and one oral. So in MEO class 1 exam, many have this doubt, how many exams do we have? So we just have one written and one oral. But although the syllabus is vast, it includes a lot many topics. We will discuss what all topics are there. But for the to bring the information in a brief, we have just one written and one oral. Yeah. So eligibility criteria to apply for MEO class 1 exam. So what is the eligibility criteria? So eligibility criteria, as we can see as per this column, so either we are qualifying as per column A or as per the column B. Column A is your qualifying sea service. That means the number of days from the day you joined the ship till you signed off. So those are your qualifying sea service. However, column B is the propelling. That means whenever your engine was running. So that one is, so both the criteria should be met. Now, as per STCW 2010 regulation 3/2, as we see the STCW code, we have discussed this there. For a chief engineer to work upon an engine of 3000 kilowatt or more. So what do we need? Either he will be sailing on a motor ship or a steamship. So the requirements are different. So what are the requirements for a motor ship? He should have 24 months sea time oblique 18 months. So we will discuss what is this 24 and what is 18. If served as second engineer, that means you have done your class 2 COC. After that, you need 24 months of sea time and no question asked whether you sailed as second engineer or you sailed as third engineer or you sailed even as a fourth engineer. So if that is the case, then you have to do 24 months of the qualifying sea service. That means the day you clear MEO class 2 and the day you join, from that day till you finally apply for MEO class 1 exam, you need to have 24 months of the sea time. In this case, nobody is asking you whether you sailed as a second engineer or you sailed as a third engineer or you sailed as a fourth engineer. So 24 months. However, if you have sailed as 18 months, when that 18-month criteria will be applicable, if you have sailed as second engineer officer, again on a 3000 kilowatt propulsion ship for more than 12 months, pro rata. That means you have done a total of 18 months. Out of that, 12 months was second engineer and another 6 months could be third engineer or could be your fourth engineer also. So clear? So that one is applicable in case of motor ships. However, when you are applying for steamship, the criteria is again similar. Either you have 24 months, no question asked, or 18 months where the question asked will be how many months you have sailed as a second engineer. So if you can answer that you have sailed more than 12 months as a second engineer on an engine of 3000 kilowatt propulsion power or more, then another 6 months could be as a third engineer or could be even as a fourth engineer. So then you are eligible to appear for MEO class 1 exam. So same here. Now, if you are applying for a combined steam and the motor examination, so many of you might be applying for the combined one. In that case, this 24 becomes 32. That means after combined MEO class 2 COC, you need to have 32 months of the sea time, or that means 16 months on the motor and minimum 16 months on the steam. It cannot be that you make this 18 and you make this 14. No. You need minimum 16 months on each type. So that's how they are getting this 32 months. Now, for the endorsement, you need 9 months of the qualifying sea service. Now, what is this propelling time? Normally when we take this sea service testimonial from the ship, we take around 85%, although 85% is not required. How much is required? It says minimum watch keeping on the main propulsion engine while qualified second engineer. So this is the requirement, 16 months. So you see, when we are say qualifying for the 24 months time period, that means no question asked, in that case you need to have at least 16 months as a propelling time, right? So this comes around roughly 70%, right? But to be on the safer side, we are normally taking our sea service as 85%. So that is the criteria. However, if you are qualifying under this 18 months rule, then you need minimum of 12 months of your propelling time. So that is the requirement, 3000 kilowatt. Right? Same way for the steamship, it is 16 months and 12 months, similar, no difference in that one. However, for the combined one, again, when you are in giving the combined COC attempt, then in that case, where the qualifying sea service, we call it QSS, right? So where the qualifying sea service is 32 months, then the propelling time you require is 24 months. Again, breakup is that 12 months should be on the motor and another 12 months should be on the steam. Whereas for the endorsement, you need a minimum of 6 months of propelling time. So that is the requirement for MEO Class 1 qualifying sea service and the propelling sea service, and like from where you have to count your sea service, and also clearly we have to count our sea service from the day we get our MEO Class 2 COC. So from there, whatever sea time we have done, we will start counting it. So the target is that today you clear your MEO Class 2 COC and tomorrow you join ship and you directly start this counter, right? So that is the easiest way that you can or better we say, that is the shortest possible time period will be this one. If the day we get Class 2 COC, we get promoted to second engineer and our sea time starts from that day. So that case, otherwise 24 months, as simple as that, right? So this is it. Now, as we already discussed, the sailing experience can be either as a third engineer or a second engineer if you are going for a mix of 24 months. Then MEO Class 1 preparatory course of 2 months duration. So this is another requirement. So one is that you have done your qualifying sea service. That means either you are 18 months eligibility or you are 24 months eligibility. For ease of understanding, now we will just keep on talking only one, either we say 24 or 18. So let's say we are the person who are qualifying this 24 months sea time. So in that case, once we have completed this qualifying sea service and also we have the propelling time of greater than 70%, in that case, after that we are supposed to do this preparatory course of 2 months. So this is same like as we have in MEO Class 2, we are supposed to do 4 months preparatory course. Earlier we used to have for MEO Class 4 also, which was optional. One time it was made mandatory. So this is the same course, but here it is mandatory. Everybody has to do this 2 months preparatory course. Now let's discuss the process of MEO Class 1 examination, that how we are going to proceed, what we have to do first, what we will have to do next, and then all those things. Now first, as we already discussed, we should be able to check our eligibility for the 18 or 24 months of qualifying sea service, QSS, right? So if we are eligible, then we do the MEO Class 1 preparatory, right? After that, once we have done the MEO Class 1 preparatory course, then there is a simulator course. Same like we have for MEO Class 2, we have for MEO Class 4 also. So this simulator course here, it is called Diesel Engine Combustion Gas Simulator course. It is nothing but an advanced version of what we have already done during the Class 2. Right? After that, once we have this simulator course and we have already done the preparatory and we are qualified as per the QSS and the propelling time, we will go for the assessment. Assessment means we just proceed with the file creation. So we prepare the assessment file and we submit the fees and then all those things. Once the assessment is clear, now we are eligible to appear for the MEO Class 1 exam. Now, before this one, before even going into the process and all, we need to see that our advanced courses are valid. That means even during the assessment period, although it is not a requirement that during assessment your certificate should be valid, but because we are already in the process, the COC will be issued only if we have all these advanced courses valid. What are those advanced courses? We already know that. Yeah. So one is your advanced firefighting, not just the basic but the refresher and all, it should be valid. Then PSCRB. So we already know this, that this course should be valid. These are our basic STCW courses, or let's say the advanced courses. Right? Medical first aid. However, people have confusion with regards to medical first aid, and DG has clarified in various notices and all that for the COC purpose, right, for the certificate of competency, to get the certificate of competency, they do not require refresher of MFA. Right, this is especially the doubt of the engineers. The deck side, they anyways they have to do Medicare and all. So for engineers, let me again clarify, this course is not required to be updated every 5 years for the MMD exam purposes. That means for DC and for all those things, they will not ask you this MFA, right, refresher MFA. However, DG again has clarified that this course is to be revalidated every 5 years because this is an ILO instrument or MLC instrument, right? So this is the requirement which asks you to get this course refreshed every 5 years. So it's better that you do that one, right? But although for the COC purpose or examination purpose, they don't require your MFA to be like renewed or refreshed, right? But it is an MLC requirement. If you go on a ship, you can get a fine if your MFA certificate is not valid. Then other than this one, we have the security training, STS, DSD or SSO, whichever you have done. So that is required. And then another one is your, as I said, diesel engine combustion gas simulator. So this is our MEO Class 1 simulator course. So this should also be valid. Other than this one, our 2 months of preparatory course. So all those courses should be in line, then only we are eligible to apply for the assessment or even for the examination, right? Now we will be discussing the assessment process of MEO Class 1 exam, like how we will be going through the assessment process. So we already know most of the things, but just for the sake of understanding again, first, as we said, we have to complete the MEO Class 1 preparatory course. So first is the preparatory course and your simulator course. Of course, after you have verified that you do have the required qualifying sea service, then you need to update your seafarer profile, right? So on the DGS. So here, not just your sea service you need to update, but your DCs, right, and your medical is already updated there, and your passport details and your CDC detail. Make sure that all these details are updated. And then you need to take a printout of your DGS e-governance profile. After that, you can apply for the assessment on the DG website. We will show how to go about that one. Then fill up the necessary details and pay the assessment fee. So we have to pay the fee not only for the exam but for the assessment also. So we have to be ready for that one. So we pay the fee there, and then there will be a document verification at the MMD. So on the destined day, they will call you with all your original certificates, right, and they will do the verification. Once the verification process is complete, then they will approve your assessment file, and then only you can apply for the MEO Class 1 booking. So now we will discuss how to apply for the assessment at the MMD. We will show which site to visit and how to apply for that one. So we all seafarers are aware of this particular DG website. So here we have to go on and click on the e-governance link, right? So this is the link here for the DG shipping who do not already know. So this is there. You click on the e-governance. So once you click on the e-governance, then this kind of a login page will open where you put in your user ID and the password. So user ID is normally your indoors number, and password whatever you have kept, right? After that, when we click on the central link, we see a lot of columns here, and especially we see the examination link here. So we click on this particular examination link. This is the link where we apply for all our MEO class 1, class 2, class 4, all those things. So this is a common procedure. So we click on this examination link. Once we have done that one, then first thing, as we said, we have to do the eligibility assessment, right? So we have to make sure, we have to apply, put up an application for the assessment eligibility. So they will, we click on this one, and then we need to fill up all the details. They will keep on asking certain details. So once we have done that, then after that we need to, of course, first once we have done the application, we need to upload the documents. So they will give a link and we upload all the documents. After that, once that thing is done, we can pay the assessment fee. Once we have paid the assessment fee, then we will get a so here we can do the assessment fee. Once we have done the assessment fee and our assessment file is already approved, after that we can pay for the seat booking as well, right? So this is there. Yeah. Now once we have paid the fees and also, normally we have to wait for 7 to 15 days. It can take more time also, but depending upon the MMD workload, it could be earlier also. So we will keep checking the status on our profile itself, application status. It will show approved. Once it has shown approved, then only we can apply for the any exam, MEO class 1 or class 2 or class 4, right? So once that is done, then we can just simply pay the fees and apply again. Now we will check what all things we are supposed to do, like what all things we need to do as a preparation before applying for the assessment. So there is an assessment checklist. So what does it covers? So it covers that we should have CDC, all relevant C service pages, right? So we need to keep the scan copy of all the relevant C service, like where we are claiming as QSS, that means qualifying C service, that means after class 2 COC. So whatever C service we have after that one, we need to make a scan copy of all the relevant pages in chronological order and we keep it ready. Then passport, all stamped pages. Normally this one is not required. They just ask the front and the back page, but as per the checklist they want like that one. Then endorse, we already have this certificate, so we need to scan copy of this one. We need to have that one. Then educational qualification. Although we have presented this during class 4 and class 2 also, but again they asked during class 1 also. So your BTech degree, your 12th, 10th, all those. So scan copy of that one. Then pre-C training course, right? Like we have done from, if I have done from MERI Kolkata, then from there. If I have done from Tolani, then from there. Whatever we have, the 4-year engineering degree course. So that one is required in the scan copy. Another again, valid medical certificate. So it is in the checklist. So we need to have, although this any medical that we get when we are joining ship, that is valid for 2 years. So we can use that one here. No need to go for another unless it has already expired. Then all the basic and the advanced STCW courses. So all those certificates should be there. STS, DSD, as I already told, should be there. Then you pay the fee for the written and as well as when you book the oral. So for the written it is 12,500, which is quite a lot of amount. So once we have once you are applying, so either you can apply in written and oral together, then you have to pay 25,000. If you are applying separately, then 12,500 each, right? So once you have done that one, apart from that, you need to have the preparatory course, the 2 months, right? So we already know this. So we need to have the preparatory course, and as we said, all the advanced certificates should be valid. Otherwise, before they issue the COC, you will have to do. So it's better that you finish all these clerical jobs beforehand only, so that you do not get any deficiency, right? Certificate needs to be valid. And then your diesel engine combustion gas simulator course, right? So this is the only course that we are supposed to do. Now, apart from this one, we need to have original C service letter from the company. Again, whatever C service you have done, the company will issue you. So it doesn't matter if you have sailed in more than one company, you can get more than one C service letter from different one and just arrange them in the chronological order, right? So that is the one issued by the owner of the vessel or the RPSL agent, right? And then you pay the fee and take a printout of the fee payment proof basically, right? So that's how we will be applying for the MEO Class 1 written or oral examination. So and now we are discussing like what will be the total cost when you are preparing for MEO Class 1. It depends on how many attempts you are appearing. If you are appearing 100 attempt, you are paying just 25,000 for the exam process. Other than this, this is the list for the courses. However, if you repeat and you keep on repeating like you do not study nicely and all, then your cost may be going up, right? So cost of each exam, as I said, written 12,500, oral 12,500, preparatory somewhere around 25,000 or 20,000, depends upon the institute. So this is the rough idea of the estimations, right? Now, in which MMD you can apply for MEO Class 1 exam and which is the best MMD? Again, this best MMD is subjective, but I will tell you my perspective. I appeared from Cochin MMD and this MMD works in the highest professional way. They are working like a corporate sector. When you go to a private bank and when you go to an SBI, you feel the difference. When you go to an ICICI and you go to SBI, so you feel the difference. So MMD Cochin is that ICICI where you will be treated with dignity and your procedure will be not unnecessarily delayed unless you have some deficiencies in there. So in which best MMD, as per me, I will say it is Cochin MMD. However, people may have their own opinion about that one. Now, in which MMD you can apply? Most of the MMDs we can apply, right? We can apply for Chennai, Mumbai, Kolkata, Kochi, Noida. So all those things are there. So now let's discuss what are the different courses that we have to study for MEO Class 1. As we already know, we have to study the SOLAS convention, right? So we have to study SOLAS, we have to study classification society and their functioning, how they are doing. Then we have to study official logbook, procedures relating to entries and all. We have to study ISM code, shipboard internal audit, total quality management. So these are all the different topics that we have to study. This is just a brief of all those. Knowledge of national legislation, that means DG shipping rules and all over this Indian Merchant Shipping Act, right? International treaties, we have to study all conventions like Fund Convention and Bunker Convention and all. Then UN clause, as we already know, we have to study. We have to study the ship stability. So there are many things that we have to study for MEO Class 1, which includes our monitor and control and compliance, then ship security system, World Health Organization, MLC, Labor Convention and all those things. Then how do we do the ship surveys and inspection, port state control, flag state, all those things, various MOUs. Then ship operation, that means your commercial aspect, our legal aspect, what is your insurance, all those things are there. Human resource we have to study, right? So all those things form the part of MEO Class 1, including our technical management. So basically when we are appearing for MEO Class 1 exam, it is not just how a machinery is working, but how the entire shipping is working. So that's what we have to study in your MEO Class 1 written exam. Then latest technical development, what are there coming up in the various equipment like propeller advancement, rudder advancement, engine development. So all those things, NOx requirement and all. So all those forms a part of our MEO Class 1. For the in detail study of the syllabus, so you can click on this particular link and you will find the entire syllabus there. So these are just the few headings that we have taken up. Now as we are discussing the MEO Class 1 orals now, so in the orals actually it is covering all the latest development. We should be aware of what all things are happening, what all convention are happening, what all amendments are happening, and all that means through the entire syllabus of the MEO Class 1 written, orals can be picked up from any part of that syllabus, including your latest development. So we have to be prepared for that one. Now here we will discuss how the full pattern of MEO Class 1 exam is. We have already gone through this one, that first we have to give a written, then written will have all these topics mainly like regulatory aspects, ship operation and commercial and legal aspect, then we have human resource, we have technical management and the latest technical development. However, all this is not exclusive. So as we discussed, we have given the link for the MEO Class 1 entire syllabus. So the written can be formed from any part of the syllabus, including the latest development. So we have a 3-hour written paper in which we have, normally they give us 9 questions and we have to answer 6 questions. So the passing marks actually is not written anywhere, but it is expected that you at least score 50% in there, right? So we have to appear for at least 6 questions. We cannot skip one question at all, that if you appear for 5 questions you are straight away fail. So we have to appear the number of questions that has been asked. If we have to ask 6 questions, we have to answer all those 6 questions, and the percentage passing marks is generally 50% for the written and normally 60 to 70% for the orals, right? Now the orals will be based on the theoretical aspect of the syllabus of engineering management course, right? So as we discussed, the oral can be covered from the entire syllabus anywhere, including the latest development. Passing marks, as we already discussed, it is more than 60%, but again it depends upon your luck. Maybe the surveyor is favoring you, he can pass you even on lesser percentage. Now as we are discussing this, so how do we prepare for MEO Class 1 COC exam, right? And where to find the previous year papers, and where should you start, when you should start, basically preparation, and how much time is enough. See, this is all very subjective, especially this one, where you should start and how much time. It is all very subjective. I may be a student that if I study for 1 hour, it is a full productive 1 hour. I may be another student, I study for 10 hours, but the productive hours is just 1 hour. So it will depend upon your understanding. You need to cover the entire syllabus, and you need to have that confidence that yes, you can appear for the written and you can answer the question in the orals. So that is there. Now how to prepare? First thing is previous year question. That is the what you call trick for each examination, not just MEO, for others also. You check what has been previously asked. So topic wise preparation. Then you need to practice diagram. So if the questions are there which requires diagram, you need to practice that. We cannot make mistakes in the diagram, right? Always draw out the diagram, even not asked. So if you, as we said, a picture can tell a story much better than what your words can express. So if you can answer a question in the form of a drawing or something, then it will be helpful. Then frame answer in your own word. Do not just copy paste from some of the books or somewhere. Just frame your answer so that it is easy to understand for the surveyor also, that what you are trying to convey. Now for the orals, as we said, group studies is the key. So nowadays the group studies is no more possible. However, this telegram kind of a thing comes to our help. The search for the new question actively being asked. So you find like what are the new questions being asked in different MMDs and all. Watch for others answer, not just your own. Just see how others are answering, what they are answering, what point they have covered. So that will help you there. But this does not mean that you will spend your entire time on Telegram itself, that 8 hours a day you are studying and 6 hours you are on Telegram. So no, that is not going to help you. Then the syllabus is very vast. As we already said, the syllabus is very vast and there is a lot of study material available, which is correct, incorrect, and so many things are going on. So you need to have your own strategy. You need to discuss with your close friends, and topic wise you can do. So important questions you can discuss there, right? Now where to find the previous year question paper? We already know Diesel Ship, and on Google you will find for free. Now you get only questions, whereas with the payment you get the answers as well. Although those answers are not that well structured and all, nevertheless you can still get an idea about the answers. Now when you should start your preparation and how much time is enough? Again, as I said, this is very subjective. Some people, they clear even in just 1 month of study, some take years to study. So it depends upon your entire study. And as for me, if you ask what I did, I was studying around 8 to 10 hours each day, and I was studying for almost 3 months. However, as we are discussing about the practice strategy and studies and what all to study, I want to inform you that we have a MEO Class 1 package which we have specially designed for the aspirants who are appearing for MEO Class 1. It will help them in their journey. It has been designed in such a way that it is easy to understand, and it is designed from a student's perspective, right? How I want my teacher to explain me. So that's how I have tried to explain the topics in that video. You can purchase that from our platform. It is not very expensive and it is very helpful. It will come handful when you are preparing for MEO Class 1. Thank you so much for your support.